Okay, so this is where it all begins. I want to start a daily mood, or as I like to call it, heart check-in, because so often I've talked with my clients in coaching or counseling that we can often make the mistake of taking one bad day, one bad conflict in a relationship as the totality of what has happened. It's not that we have short memory, it's simply that our emotional field can sometimes be so in the moment. The kind of in the moment mindfulness we always try to achieve. But when it happens with an emotional moment, we can forget. The majority of the time, we can feel very different from that moment. And so as a role modeling that I always ask everyone to do for their partner, for their children, for themselves, I want to do that role modeling for myself. And it's really hard because I find so often there's so much packaging we want to do that I find myself doing to adjust the background, to make everything look more presentable, to put on the makeup, to do better hair. And all of that just works to impede genuine and authentic connection. And that's what I want to use these videos to do, is to provide that connection for myself and others. And as role model, I want to share my mood for today as I begin my day, as I like to do these in the early mornings. And this is my time early morning in Beijing, China, where I live. And I'm feeling about a 3 or 4 out of 5. 1 being really low, 5 being really excited and happy, and 3 or 4 is in the middle. And which is kind of, I think, on average, where most of us are on a daily basis. And I like to think of life, as I often use this analogy, and perhaps to the annoyance of those who have heard me talk many times in presentations or daily situations. Life is like an ocean, that the waves are never still. There's always going to be ups and downs, and it's how we react to it. So in order to help myself remember in moments where I might have a bad day, or feeling down on myself, or a bad sort of break with my partner, or getting anxious in my child rearing, I want to record these so that I can look back and see that life really moves on every day in its natural pace, and there's no predictability, and it's never all bad, and it's never all good. It's what it is. I was talking with a friend who's also a therapist, and thinking that really life is an ending process of accumulating a lot of pain and challenges and conflicts. And it's how we cope with those, and how we still choose to remain positive and be resilient and see the highlights that define who we are. I don't want to, I hope I'm not getting too coachy, which could be an occupational hazard, but I am in these videos hoping to share a lot of my own vulnerabilities, so that it's so important for people to see that, particularly when, and I suffer from this too, when we go online, we see so many glamorous, well-made, well-presented, beautiful videos that are really always talking about what's on the outside, what is artificial. Of course, those are very entertaining and lovely, and I truly appreciate the ingenuity and creativity of human race. But at the same time, it can often create a crisis within people because we are making a mistake of comparing what's inside of us to what's displayed on the outside for other people. So I want to make these videos as authentic as possible so that you see that whether celebrities, which I'm not, or an expert, which I am in some specific areas of emotions, of self-growth, all of us have lots of ups and downs and struggles, and some days are more tearful, other days we're feeling, exhilarated. But this is where it begins, and I hope to be doing this for myself, as well as performing that genuine connection that I believe is possible, even when it's asynchronous, so that we can have sort of this authentic understanding and a way to look back in my own life. And here's me saying, until next time in Beijing, China, where I am